Hello and welcome back to Strategic Mind, the Pacific, and playing hardball. The US campaign. So today we begin the Battle of Guadalcanal. So the situation is as follows. Let's recall real-world history. After the Empire of Japan, or the Imperial Japanese, invaded China due to their doctrine of feeling superior to all the people in the region, and due to a lack of resources, and also taking the British Empire and the French colonial empire as role models. Yeah, they wanted colonies, and that's why they felt they needed a defensive line also for their mainland. The United States started with an oil boycott, which literally forced the Japanese to take over the southern area of the Pacific, here especially New Guinea and the Dutch East Indies. So the Dutch East Indies became a major oil production hub. And then to cripple the United States, after a couple of months, it just took them a couple of months, then they wanted to cripple the United States by attacking Pearl Harbour here in Hawaii, which we have not seen here in the US campaign. But if you want to see that battle, you can have a look at the Japanese campaign. The link to that Let's Play you can find in the comment, in the video description. And also, as always, I will put some links into the comment section with a sticky comment. If you want to read a little bit more, watch a little bit more, there are a number of pretty interesting and cool, nicely made videos available. So, and after that, and that was our last battle, the Japanese suffered a major loss at Midway. So, and that actually reduced their offensive capabilities as they lost a number of carriers. And now we are at Guadalcanal, which is here, part of the Solomon Islands. And what happened there is, so that whole thing happened. Do we see the date right now? No, we don't have a date. What time is it? Yeah, we don't really know. The game doesn't tell us. But the thing is, so this the Battle of Guadalcanal took place, or let's call it the campaign, took place from the 7th of August 1942 to 9th February 1943. So they really struggled for a while there. And that saw the first major land operation. Yeah. Marine landings, several major naval battles, also quite a sophisticated Japanese night attack that caused the United States to suffer their grandest defeat with regular surface naval units. And then it went, yeah, just history in a nutshell here. It went back and forth, and the island Guadalcanal, yeah, was literally the one thing that defined the Marine Corps. So the first division of the Marines even have Guadalcanal in their emblem, yeah, in their number one, and that was rather horrific at times. So I read a number of different numbers, yeah, ranging between 20,000 and 60,000 American soldiers, and always like something around 20,000 to 36,000 men of the Imperial Japanese Army and their naval forces as well, and support groups and something. But well, what we take away from that is that the United States actually had some numerical advantages, and after a while they also made the Japanese starve. Yeah, so, but it was still, due to the fighting spirit, the Japanese fighting spirit, it was rather horrific. Also with the tropical situation pretty nasty situation there. Heat, humidity, disease, mosquitoes, malaria, and other stuff. And some Americans like to think that this was even worse than Stalingrad. Well, so, and we have a number of options. Let's talk to Leighton.
After the overwhelming defeat at Midway, the enemy is shunning major naval battles. Now, they plan to move from island to island, building frontline aircraft bases on each of them. I expect that the Navy will soon have to start the landing operations in order to kick the Japanese out of those islands. Adding more Marines to our forces will be crucial.
Yeah, so, and then let's have a look. So we have a lot of medals now, only 2 of which give our HQ unit a nice advantage. But I think we leave our HQ just on the battleship. So, and what I like here, we have the trainings program. So we have a lot of stuff that we could do. I do feel that experienced troops is probably the one thing that will let our units profit most from. So let's give them all, for 300 victory points, experience level 1. Which is of course wasting a lot of experience that they already earned. But yeah, let's get this one as early as possible. Then we have 100 points left, and I feel landing at an airfield should cost no movement points. So we want more airfield crews, more professional and more motivated airfield crews. Let's learn that. Yeah, because as we can see, we have some options with buying and outfitting our units, but I feel we don't have enough prestige to make do with the modernization program. I think this is probably the best. Yeah, I mean, I would like to have better naval artillery as well, but we only have 100 points left, so I think this here is a good thing. So there, makes our naval, our fighters and our tactical bombers more efficient. So then let's have a look at our units. We have different options here. We could buy a new carrier, 1 Yorktown class with 3 planes, and then the prestige is nearly used up. And then we don't even have enough prestige for more land units, which might be necessary to have an easy time on the island. Or we buy a lot of destroyers, which would surely be a good thing. As we can see here now, our guys and gals can have the Overwatch plane, so that's what I want here. So we've got 3 destroyers right now, 3 of which can have the Overwatch planes. And by the way, so these guys, let's have them. Torpedo expert, might be a good thing if one of them would be a forward observer, but on the other hand, let's have them firstly be more efficient attackers. Because we will still be outnumbered, I think. And then here the Wildcat. One Wildcat we have is our defensive fighter. And this one here can have all weather. Let's have that. So and the thing is, so we could buy a number of destroyers up to a point where we could have 6 or 7, and then buy a little bit of land units, or we buy only something like 2, so we have 5 destroyers and then a significant landing force. However, I see another, maybe even the best option, and I'd like to go for that one. We'll have a heavy cruiser of the Northampton class, because that gives us an advantage when fighting all the enemy destroyers. And also it's so expensive with 2,500, so I think we have to do it right now. And then during the battle we can buy more destroyers. So I would expect that there are also submarines around. Not that we didn't see any of them during the battle at Midway. Which actually is also a strong argument for more destroyers. But if we have a lot of destroyers and nothing else, then the whole thing will be very costly, and I think another heavy cruiser should be a good addition. Can also fire at planes, by the way, although no defensive fire. Let's have one. There we go. Then we've got 1,300 left. Let's have another Clemson class destroyer. There you go. And now we've got 500 points left. And then leveling this one up. So I wonder, Colorado class has overpower, and Rip the Hull is also rather important to have. They will earn this ability soon enough. And I'm thinking maybe we should have one ship with the task force. I think that would be a good thing. They could also be task force. As you recall, probably if you watched the Japanese campaign, I usually went firstly with overpower and Rip the Hull, and then as the third one we took task force. Question is what is better? Here, all our guys within 3 hex range gain 2 naval and air attack and 1 naval, air and torpedo defense. So this is truly a good thing. Overpower reduces enemy attack and defense values by 1. Stacks up to 4 times. So, I mean, yeah, well, I would like to know the mathematics behind that, all the calculation. Now I think overpower is probably better. Although here this is also good for defense. But we can't be in one place, and yeah, although, like, I mean, we will have our destroyers close by anyway, so they would probably profit. On the other hand, now I think overpower is probably the best, because then if the enemy is weaker, we can indeed overpower them easier. Let's have that first. I think that's the best. Rip the Hull only makes them slower and make them suffer more damage, but I like to destroy one ship at a time as quickly as possible, so their offensive capability is reduced. So let's have overpower. Then we've got this one Clemson. So we've got 4 destroyers then. I would like to have one with scouting. On the other hand, I would expect that there are a lot of planes around. So let's be smart about this. On the other hand, like for a submarine hunter, it would be really good to have one. This guy has Overwatch. It would be really good to have one scout. 1, 2, 3. Overwatch planes. Just in case we find someone. And I'm sure there will be submarines around this time. Yeah, let's have one scout. Not sure if that is a good idea, but well. So all submarines got the torpedo expert. Avenger. Yeah, and everybody has an upgrade. So here has gotten the level up. So Avenger can be upgraded to the 1C version. That's this one here. And if we look at this, yeah, okay, so they just added different color. And that's it. Looks like a bigger engine in comparison to the Devastator. But more importantly, for 30 prestige, 1 air defense and 1 naval attack increase. So that sounds pretty good, like a good deal. Cheap thing. So we've got 471. I don't want to spend too much. Let's keep it so we can buy the next destroyer as quickly as possible. Then, yeah, let's get rid of these bombs. I do think that an aircraft radar would be a good thing, though. Removes half of the nighttime penalty to attack. So I think that is a good thing here. Also helps to see enemy planes around. So for 70. So and then we've got 456 left. These guys here, our infantry marine corps, that has not dealt any damage yet. I think they should have a sapper squad, so we are not running into any mines, and also more soft defense. And then they can have a flamethrower, because we would expect that there are fortifications on the island, right? That gives us a +4 attack against enemy inside a building. So we've got pretty good experience with that. So that leaves us with 400 prestige points. So, otherwise I think, I mean, it would be cool. We have the depth charge projector that costs 100. It would be a good thing, I guess, to have this. But it is probably even more important to have at least one thing here. This is 300, an anti-aircraft. I would like that, but we need to know more what's going on here. So let's have one Willy, one recon jeep. These guys are rather courageous, driving around in just a jeep for recon. Yeah. So let's acquire that. And then these guys get a level up, so they have observant +1 spotting range, so that's nice. The next one would be forward observer for them. But definitely more information is always a good thing here. Then I really like the heavy mortar on them, so this turns them into a soft artillery. And that why, now that they are also a bit squishy, we can nicely help our guys and gals. So let's do that. Let's have one Willy here, like that, and then they can also have a sapper squad for 30. It's not that expensive. So and then we've got 176 left, and I do think that our scout can get the depth charge projector, although the scout would probably profit more from the torpedo for 100, and rather a defensive ship should always stay close to our guys up here. Yeah, let's have that rather. So which one is the most experienced one? This one. So this guy gets the depth charge projector. So like that, 76. And that's all we can do. Then we've got 76 points left. Willy and Marines are done. Oh yeah, and by the way, the Northampton needs some armor-piercing shells, and more importantly, incendiary. So I like the incendiary shells. Yeah, and that's it actually. So then otherwise 76. Dazzler costs 80, right? Yeah, this one is 100. Smoke generator is even more expensive. By the way, the smoke generator, upon activation, this unit cannot attack until the start of its next turn, but gains a large bonus to defense. It can be activated automatically. It requires activation. Equipment can be activated in the command panel of the unit in the bottom right corner of the screen. We never really used that with the Japanese, but it would surely be a good thing to not suffer any damage there, but it's also pretty expensive. So we have to make do. By the way, yeah, we can't afford it anyway. I mean, we could put away one torpedo with the subs, but that would probably be less efficient, because the sub profits very much from as much offensive capability. So let's roll like this. We keep 76 points, and then where we can also be a little bit flexible here, have bombs if we need them. So let's roll like this. So we've got everything. I didn't forget anything. Let's roll. Start operation.
Enter. Greetings, Admiral. Holland McDyer Smith, General, Amphibious Corps, Pacific Fleet, United States Marine Corps. Sir.
It is Holland Matt Smith. I know very well who you are. I'm all ears.
Well, just one damned request, sir. I spent the last few years training the Marine 5th Amphibious Corps. Now that the war is going full steam ahead, I just can't sit in training base like some lame old duck while my men are out fighting fearlessly on the front lines. Let me assume the personal command of the landing operations and fight along with the Marines I have trained.
Your transfer would not be easy to organize, General. More directly to the point, would there not be some problems with the critical Marines training program in your absence?
Admiral, as a dedicated Marine, that was my first thought as well. So, I took care of all the necessary preparations. I can assure you, the training process is very well organized, and it will not suffer due to the transfer.
Well, all right, General. I will honor your request. But in exchange, I expect I can count on your typically impeccable command of all our landing operations.
Aye, aye, sir. I won't leave those Japanese bastards any more land than is needed for their graves. Of that, there will be no doubt.
Well, you will soon have the opportunity to prove that, General Smith.
Guadalcanal. Well, I hope that we have enough landing troops, but on the other hand, like, we can bombard and ram out of them.
Damn it! Enemy aircraft! We cannot put our carriers at risk. We have to leave the area immediately. Signal a full withdrawal.
Yes, sir.
A withdrawal? What the? What the? Oh, what? What is that? And now they leave us alone. Yeah, historically
Admiral
that is...
Fletcher to Admiral Nimitz. Due to the threat of an air attack, I have ordered the carrier task force to retreat from the landing zone. The group of escort ships was tasked with covering the landing operation instead.
Sir, we have just intercepted a radio exchange of Japanese forces northwest of Guadalcanal. It is closing in on our landing forces at full speed.
Nimitz, what's going on? How could you allow Japanese ships to enter the landing site? The Sea Lark Channel is crammed with our transport ships, and the Japanese will sink them all. Fletcher's carrier force was supposed to cover the landing operation. Where is it?
Fletcher relocated his task force due to high risk of an enemy airstrike. Only escort ships were left to protect the landing site. I suppose his decision was made out of caution.
Due to his caution, our Marines are now in a desperate situation. Listen up, Nimitz. Our carrier force has to get back and protect our landing as soon as possible. We will replace Fletcher with a more decisive officer. His replacement will be Vice Admiral William Halsey, also known as Bull Halsey. We need an assertive and a decisive commander, and Halsey has those traits in abundance. Complete landing operations as quickly as possible. By nightfall, ground forces must be deployed ashore. Transports with munition supplies for the ground forces will immediately set a course for the San Cristobal Island. Under the circumstances, unloading at Guadalcanal is impossible. Make sure they have full protection and support until they reach the port of Heru. The Marines of General Smith have to take control of the Henderson Field airfield and other key locations. Mangakiki, Iruiru, Sukiki, Purakiki, Nguvia. It is also necessary to take back Tulagi Island from the Japanese. By capturing Guadalcanal, we gain an important base for liberating all of the Solomon Islands and ultimately seize the strategic initiative from the Japanese. Japanese High Command is aware of it and will surely send substantial reinforcements to deal with our ground forces. You must hold on to Guadalcanal no matter what.
There we go. That was interesting and nicely made. So, indeed, historically, the carrier task force that was supposed to provide air cover here for the whole landing operation. What do we have here? Infantry on the ground already. Oh, they have a Willy already. More Marines. Yeah, I was actually counting on that there were a lot of troops already around. And they are even our new core units. Very nice. Yeah, so, and they thought, okay, there was an imminent threat by land-based bombers. Yeah, so the carrier task force relocated further east, leaving the landing operation to escort ships. So some destroyers were supposed to provide a screen. So, and then in fact there was this first night battle. This is Savo. There's Santa Isabel, Malaita. Yeah, and this here is Guadalcanal, the island of death. That says New Georgia, Santa Isabel, and San Cristobal. So these guys, the Japanese, they were actually nicely trained for night battle. They didn't rely on any radar, they didn't have it, actually, which is one of the shortcomings of the game. But I think, like, for balancing reasons, they thought, okay, well, then the Japanese should have that. Should have that too. And they slipped in, and there was a major battle, and the United States lost like 4 heavy cruisers. And that was this first battle that caused them to suffer their greatest defeat, actually, during the whole war, I think, in terms of tonnage lost and in terms of number of ships lost. Like a naval battle. Yeah, of course, Pearl Harbour itself was also a major loss of tonnage, but that was an air attack. So let's see what we have. There are Japanese over here. Something is going on here on Tulagi. We have 1 Marine squad there. Or what is it? And this is, by the way, the deployment zone. Oh, we can't look at them now, huh? Yeah, this is Marine Corps, okay. And we can give them all experience, that's good. Yeah, these guys here. Level up. Let's give them Veteran of Trenches. That's always good for infantry.
Orders.
And we've got one unit here. Which one is it? Why is it not... Ah, here. Oh yeah, that's our guys. Okay. Aha, they come with the Browning M2 machine gun. Why can't we look at that? Well, leveling up. They are also Veterans of Trenches. Then we've got an auxiliary one. These guys, they bring their Browning M2 machine gun as well. Also Veterans of Trenches.
Where to?
Ah yeah, that's also our new... So we've got, with our 2 level 2 experience squad, they also have Browning M2 machine guns. We've got 3 Marine squads. So, I'm not sure if that is actually enough. We should form one group that attacks towards Nguvia and takes over these 2 here. And then another one. Maybe we should actually have 3 task groups. One goes over here to the south over the mountains, and the third one takes over the supply hub and goes for the city of Mangakiki. So, we've got a priest, very nice. We've got a priest artillery here with additional ammo. And we are not allowed to upgrade them. So these guys, counter battery seems very good, but I think they are also profiting from veteran of trenches a lot, and trenches every turn. I think that's a good thing. Seal the deal, counter battery or veterans of trenches, and after that we get defender. But firstly, making sure that we live to fight another day here. I'm not sure if that was really written there. The priest. Also, these guys look like they have actually German helmets. Like
Reconnaissance is extremely important in an offensive. It provides you with full intelligence information regarding the presence of enemy forces, thus making your attack more effective. A reconnaissance unit can move several times per turn, as long as it has move points left. Once the reconnaissance unit notices the enemy, it automatically stops and they can move again. If an enemy surrenders to your reconnaissance unit, it gains full information about all the enemy units nearby.
That's due to the scouting skill and interrogation. And we even have a 10% chance to gather intelligence data during each attack. These guys have the Browning as well. So, well, and I think observant is a good thing here. Spotting range increased to 5. Very good. And there's someone is here and someone is there. Then we've got a Steward tank. M3, a light tank. The thing is, the Japanese didn't have any tanks. Yeah, like later on they had some light tanks, but they were no match, so the Japanese only used those for reconnaissance and mostly even only for transporting stuff. Well, so, well, these guys, let's give them aggressive maneuver. Night Hunter, half of the attack penalty during the night. Yeah, I think they profit most from speed. And the thing is, I wouldn't even have brought any tanks here, actually, because it was pretty evident that there's a lot of jungle around, and that's no tank country. So then we've got 3 destroyers here, and that's it. 1 Fletcher, 1 modern Fletcher, and 2 Clemsons. Oh my goodness. Well, the Fletcher leveling up, so the Fletcher should probably be a scout ship as well. Scouting there. Yeah, let's do that. And well, I mean, we have 4 guys. 1, 2, 3, 4 that all have, no, 3 of them have anti-air. Yeah, well, then let's have 1. Let's have 1 of them.
Reporting as ordered.
Like this one here, also anti-air. And I mean, the engine acceleration is a good thing for also the defense and evasive maneuvering.
How may I be of assistance?
This would give him 3 more points. Like if we give this guy evasive maneuvering. And like in the rain, we need to see to it that these guys, yeah, well, so there are transports here, huh? And we can't control them. So we need to shield this. It's a horrible situation, actually. These ships here, they just slipped in. They are threatening the transports. But by the way, historically that didn't happen. So the Japanese force that fought this night battle, so they messed up the Americans, but then they turned around, and that was actually one of the grand strategic mistakes, as it turned out later. But the Japanese commander, well, wanted to get away from the area because he feared a strike by aircraft. Of course, he didn't know that the carriers, the American carriers, had already relocated further east. But if he had come forward, he could have easily destroyed and sunk all the transport that were all unloading their stuff. And the transports were actually yeah, that's the thing here. So we need to escort them. So they are fleeing here. So they were fleeing. They didn't unload all their stuff. They were immediately fleeing here, which left the Marines without air cover and also not with all the ammunition and food they had planned for. The poor Marines. So well then, we have one guy with Overwatch planes, and I think, I mean, someone needs to fire at the enemy. Maybe this guy. I'm not even sure if that does a lot, like 3 points. I mean, in the rain. I'm not entirely certain. But in the night, it might add up. I think in the night we are not getting anything. But on the other hand, like, what is more important? Scouting makes us more flexible so we can come up and then sail away. And Overwatch planes is certainly also super important. I would think that there are a lot of planes coming around. But also submarines. And we don't have any equipment here on these ones. And Fletcher also doesn't have anything. I think this guy here, let's have another Overwatch planes just in case. So like that. So, like that. Good. So, let's deploy our guys. Reserve. We've got...
Get on with it.
We can put them here and only here. Okay. These guys are there. Got Marines here. They can go over there. They can form their task force. Our guys have... Yeah, and they all come only with the Browning. So I think our flamethrower is probably the best to attack the guys here in the city. So our flamethrower is here. And they can go here into the harbor and then attack there. And then later on they go here on the right side. Probably, depending on what we see. And then the Willis can go there. And drive around like so. Okay. Then...
Do we get to blow up some enemy vessels?
Okay, we have to be here. Oh yeah, well... We need to be as quickly over there as possible. So battleship, Northampton goes there. We've got Clemson. Let's have 2 on the side. Clemson there and another Clemson here. And then let's have Yorktown. We are not allowed. We're not allowed to... Yeah, okay, because the carriers fled, right? So... And then let's have the sub there. I mean, this here is our island. I mean, it might be a good thing to send a sub around here and another one down here. But I would actually expect that there is no one there. Like, maybe there's a force here. And maybe here around this harbor there. But it might be a good thing if we keep our forces together, because this is more a defensive mission. And I would not expect... And also we don't have yeah, we don't have any supplies over there. So it might not be a good idea. This is all Japanese controlled. So let's rather stay here on this side with our guys. This one. Yeah, we need to take this hub there. Okay. So, well, the carrier needs to be placed later on then. Then this guy can actually go here. And by the way, like, no. Which one is our sub hunter? This one. Yeah. Let's rename this one. This is defense. Why can't I use a space? Oh, that's all that we can write. That's all. Okay. Well, then like this. Def Clemson class. So there. And the Def Clemson goes here. Although no, sorry. Yeah, no, it's fine. And these guys. Which one is the scout?
We are the fastest ship.
Murphy's Law, always the one that you have last. Okay, then now it's the first one there. Yeah, here, this one. Then scout. Oh. Score, then we call it recon. Rec Clemson. Like that. For scouting. And that's our submarine hunter actually. So that guy goes there, and then let's have one Clemson here and one here. Yeah, well, that's all that we can do right now. And yeah, so, well, my thinking is, yeah, these guys will go around maybe, because landing here would be a bad idea. We need to find out if something is there, and then these guys land here and take over the area. Forming a perimeter, ending the deployment. There we go. It is a rainy... Oh, there are a lot of ships. Oh, there are more ships. Carguero class. 2 Cargueros. Okay, well, let's take our battleship.
We keep traditions of the Navy. Finally,
sailing there through the rain. I feel that we don't have so many ships, it doesn't feel fair. I mean, okay, it wasn't anyway.
My Marines on Guadalcanal have only the ammunition they brought with them. It is not much. Where are our bloody supply ships?
The operation did not go as planned. You need to forget about the supplies from transport ships, I'm afraid. Try to get everything you require by capturing the Japanese supply hub west of Hendersonville.
Well, we will do that. So we see that there are some Japanese infantry soldiers. Oh, by the way, I was in the process of mocking this here, right? Okay, well here it doesn't really look like German helmets. And these guys on the Willis. Yeah. But this here, that looks very much like non-US helmets. Well, anyway. So then, this guy here, that's our recon. So you sail there. Although no, let's firstly have the others. And
with that much firepower, we can sink the whole country.
You go there. Looking for subs. No sub there. I'm very much afraid of subs, to be honest. Yeah, well, the problem is, like this guy here, like where's the defense? You, like this guy should be here. 1, 2. And like if someone is here and our guy is here, then we would be vulnerable. I probably shouldn't even have bought the Willis. But instead more of these depth projectors. So we need to destroy and capture points. Destroy Japanese and capture points. So we can buy another destroyer as quickly as possible. So this guy. Yeah, well, we need to be as quickly over there as possible. But yeah, we also need to be very cautious, so be defensive there, you sail there. 1, 2. Then the cruiser goes here.
Guarding bigger vessels.
And this guy is our rear guard. Yeah, well, if the sub is there, then... So we really need the projector crap.
Guarding the perimeter.
And by the way, sorry, let's sail here. So let's sail there. And then we can look for subs over there. Nothing, okay. I mean, okay, they will probably not be behind us immediately. So let's go here. But there could be something lurking around here and then coming in, so...
And same for the enemy.
Subs.
Will there be enemy cargo ships? Underwater we glide. You can see us.
And by the way, like, I'm a bit...
Not really. We'll like swimming.
We sail there. We should actually do some recon first. I'm assuming too much, so that's a problem actually. So let's have a look. But I mean, okay, there weren't any good options anyway. So what is here? What's going on here? Let's do this.
Verifying the enemy's location.
Any anti-air? Okay, no, there's nothing there, like around here. In the rain, we still have our full viewing range. Let's do like this. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see all of this. Like there.
The enemy's location.
Okay. Oh, they don't have any anti-air. Yeah, well, so in real history, the United States surprised the Japanese, so which is why they could land here around the Honiara base, and the Japanese were building an airfield which the United States completed and then named Henderson Field after a guy. So, well, then these guys, well, we need to get out of the water here, so then, yeah, these Marines, they can actually, do they have something? They don't even have any equipment. Let's sail around here, and then we are landing there out of sight. And the next turn we can take over the point, and then we are also... Yeah, let's stay here for the moment. And next turn we take the Tulagi airfield. And let's, before we do anything over there, let's get our guys out of... Oh yeah. Out of the water. So what to do here? There is this guy here. That's the tank.
We stand for democracy.
These are our sappers with flamethrowers. So you guys,
Can we get bigger rations?
yeah, you go here. Oh no! Let's think first. So let's not be rash. Firstly, our recon. Obviously, we need to see what's going on here. Ah! We have a Type 88 75mm anti-air over there, and we have a artillery here. That's not good.
We're the best. We found him.
Let's go there. Okay. Well, better not attack there.
Get on with it.
And our guys, it's -05. Yeah, no, we can't land there. So then these guys, our guys, go here first.
Orders are orders, you know?
Taking that area. This infantry.
The U.S. military is the best, unless, but there is no unless.
Can the tank? The tank can't land here in the shallows. Oh, yeah.
Ready for action.
Well, then the infantry will probably need to mop up these guys here. So I think we will fire. Yeah, let's fire our artillery at this artillery, and then the infantry will attack those guys here. Our flamethrowers first, and then the others will attack some more, and then the tank can also fire at these guys there. So you guys go there. Tank can land.
Tanks are ideal for a rapid offensive in open terrain. However, they are vulnerable in close quarters to the infantry units in difficult terrain, such as cities, mountains, forests, swamps, shallows, and well-entrenched infantry units.
And they can't do that.
The U.S. military is the best.
But it's like 0.05.
We rule the battlefield.
Well, maybe we should. Yeah, then let's shoot them with the tank first.
These guys are in for a surprise.
We are actually 1, 2, 3, 4. We are not in range of the artillery, which is a good thing. Gun range is 4. Okay.
Orders.
And then we still have 0.5.
At your service.
And then you guys get out of the way. Then the priest goes here.
Artillery is the basis of the firepower of your forces. It can weaken enemy fortifications to allow your troops to attack without heavy losses. It is also good for defense, as it provides fire support to the ground units within its range. However, its main strength is its long firing range, which allows you to destroy the enemy troops from afar. Remember though, artillery is vulnerable to aircraft attacks and in close combat, so it needs to be protected.
Yes, sir.
Now that would be losses.
Just let us know the enemy location.
And we drive here. From the city, we still get a shot because they can see us. Yeah. Well then, we are attacking them.
Beware the fire support of the enemy artillery as they attack enemy troops with an artillery unit nearby.
Yeah, very good. But they can only defend once per turn. Very good. And now that we were here inside of the city, our defense plus our sapper squad, our defense was high. We are terrain experts, by the way, so we get an additional bonus to our defense from the city. So, and then these guys here, by the way, these are only conscripts. Well, the Japanese were not very smart, or rather fair. Yeah, I guess they didn't want to receive any naval bombardment and put the poor conscripts over there. Well, then they will probably kill them off now. Yeah, there. Okay,
kill
good.
Some stupid fucks first.
We will soften up the enemy ranks.
Ready for action.
Yeah, well, then you guys take that. So now
my Marines have taken Henderson Airfield.
Excellent. We can relocate our land-based aviation there to support your troops. However, it is necessary to organize a solid defense for the airfield. The Japanese will certainly try to retake it.
They can kiss my ass. My men did not take that airfield just to give it back. Looking forward to our Air Force's arrival. I hope it will properly shower the bloody chaps.
Well, there. So now that person is an original, that's for sure. Yeah, then let's have the priest, so now the enemy doesn't see us.
Best friend.
And we should be able to make a surprise attack. Yeah, they're very good. For 5. Yeah. And then they also, they have additional ammo there. Let's fire at them. Sudden attack. Good, very good. So actually, if we attack them, it's for 4. Yeah, let's do that.
Do we get promoted?
Sluggish, very good. But then let's rather go here. And then our guys here, they will do a defensive shot in case the infantry attacks us. So, however, we can't move our guys.
The skies are calling.
Yeah. Can't move our guys
finally doing something.
However, our Willy, so now it's okay that we have him. The Willy can drive here into the jungle, and from there with our heavy mortar we can actually fire and suppress. We can fire at and suppress this Type 88.
Tanks go in first.
Good. And now their Overwatch Air is disabled. Very nice indeed. Which is his thing.
Providing air cover.
This guy here has the Overwatch plane, so well we can fire at this destroyer here, because they will firstly shoot with their reaction shot with the torpedo tube, so we can get some damage in there. Well, let's do that once, and then actually our Fletcher. Now let's fire here once. So we also, well, I fear we need to. Oh no, just a second. Let's do it like this.
We will rock your world.
Here. Let's do it here. We already know those guys. Now let's have it like this. And then we should actually be able to see everything and also see what else is over there.
Verifying the enemy's location.
There, seaplane. Risky move there. Okay, that is a heavy cruiser there of the Mogami class. That is not good. Oh no, this guy will totally mess us up. But we need to do something about the destroyer. So they have 2, 4, 6, 8, 12 salvos. And one salvo can usually sink one transport. So our destroyers definitely need to form a line here, so the enemy doesn't get to the transports there. Oh, that's horrible. What a horrible situation. And by the way, these guys here, yeah, they can unload there. Oh, they can actually, yeah, they will be. No, yeah, they will go here, so they will have to attack the anti-air there. Let's go there. Although on the other hand,
Fast and furious. We will do what it takes.
No, on the other hand, they can just stay there. No, they can rather go here. They will be the guys who take over Nguvia. And that way, we will deny supplies here to these ones as well, if we take over Nguvia. And that means that also the naval supplies will be denied. Yeah. Okay then. So let's... Well, what to do now? We have 24. And how much do we earn? 16 income. Let's have another...
Is there anything better than serving on a
recon
US
here.
battleship? I don't think so.
Like there, huh?
Verifying the enemy's location.
Just to make sure. Is there something there? No. Okay. Well, then it seems that it's this force. Well, so we've got a Kagero. Another Kagero. Third Kagero. Or Kagero. Fourth, and then, well, the heavy cruiser. Well, they are all inexperienced. By the way, that's, you know, actually there was maybe rather a discrepancy. So lots of the American sailors, they were not that experienced in comparison to the Japanese in the beginning. And the Japanese were bad at replacing their losses and doing some proper training and knowledge management. So we will definitely use our planes to attack these guys here. I think we should sink this one, because then 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we need to save 3 of the transport ships. But I think we will form a line here, and we will we will force them. We will force them to stop there. I think this guy will be here. Yeah. So you are so close. You attack this one with your main gun for 3, while this guy will launch his torpedoes, which we will easily dodge as we are not damaged in any way. So there, hull, main gun and engine, very good. Then let's have the bomber.
You can see the world's harmony in the skies.
That's for 2.
Providing air cover.
You can get 1 shot onto this guy. Although it will most likely not affect. Yeah, maybe we should. No, but it will be a good thing to get a shot in there. But let's think about this. So we have 3 guys, which means we have 6 attacks. Plus 3, like 6 attacks with the main guns and 3 torpedoes. Which accumulates probably to 9 hull points. And then we've got 1 attack with the bomber, while the fighter is probably not doing anything. Like the fighter is most likely only attacking. Oh, the guy. Well, that's not happening at all. So let's attack firstly with this guy. That shouldn't be a problem. And by the way, he doesn't lose this one, right? If he gets attacked, so it won't change anything. So let's firstly attack there.
Bombed some guys. Yeah.
Land-based bombers. Oh no, crap. Oh, I'm so stupid. I should have... Oh no. Okay, hull and main gun, good. But I should have given him the level up first. I didn't. Oh, crap. Oh, that was stupid. Stupid. Well, it's my fault.
Just over 200 miles an hour.
Level up. This guy also gets all weather. That's 1-1. And if we get a bomb, oh, we don't have anything. Oh yeah, well, yeah, we are not going to get that one.
Can we get bigger rations?
And they have a Browning. Well, now let's stay here. Although no, they can just stay here.
Orders.
Although no, they will probably be attacked. So let's get into the woods. And we have 1 defensive shot. Yeah, let's go here.
If we die now, we won't need to march another
We have 1 defensive shot.
Maybe you should give us something, man.
I hope the ships will not attack our guys here. They can only look for 1. They can look for 2. And we have a lot of camouflage here with the forest and the rain. Yeah, should be okay. I think they don't even know that we are here, although well, let's see. I mean, if the ships are actually shooting at our guys here, it's not as bad as if they shoot or damage our ships, actually. So well, this guy got another hit on the main gun.
Providing escort.
So now he's at 8. So we've got 2, 4, 5 plus all the torpedoes. Yeah, I wish I knew how much damage this guy would have done. But I guess it was only 2 anyway. But now he's experienced, so 1 level. That was stupid. I should have done that before. And by the way, like he ignores rain weather attack penalty. Oh, that was stupid. Well, that was the first bigger mistake here already. That's not good.
Providing escort service.
So he's got 8 points. So 4, 5, then he's got 3. So I think this guy can shoot this one here once.
Firing as we go.
There you go. Very good. Hit the air. And then... yeah, well...
providing escort service.
Taking him, it's 2-2.
Do you require an escort?
We need one ship here, one here, and one there also, I think. I would think. Because then they can't get through to the ships there. But if we are at range 2, so at maximum range with the torpedo, they will most likely...
how may I be of assistance? Reporting as ordered.
They will most likely... now I want to shoot the main gun, so it's 2-2. Okay, and then from here, it's also 2-2, so it doesn't really matter much. So let's fire at this guy once. Yeah, he hit our whole hull and depth charges. There you go, one engine hit. Oh yeah, nice, that was good. Oh, that was good. That was a lucky hit there, very good. And then you get one hit at him as well. No, here with this one, 2-4, that's good. Because his defense is already lowered now. So, but we received 2 points. Hull and main gun got a hit. There you go. Very good, the engine has been knocked out. Excellent, excellent. So then this guy hits him with the torpedo for 1.
They won't escape.
Good.
Providing escort service.
Oh well, actually, this guy can go here and he goes here. Let's do it like that.
Conducting active search for enemy subs.
We are torpedoing the destroyer.
They won't escape.
And then 1, 2, looking for subs. Okay, nothing there.
Escort ships are the glue that holds the Navy.
This guy can't do anything else, so let's go here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, no, we want to stay out of shooting range from this guy here. Although, or maybe we want to be there actually. I fear that they will sink one of our guys now. 2, 4, 6. Yeah. It's like quite dangerous there. You 0-6. If we go here, it's also 0-6. Well, let's think. Yeah.
Your trust is well placed. Escort ships are the glue that holds the Navy together.
Well, let's fire torpedoes first.
Keep
fire. Yeah, and I don't want the fighter to do anything because yeah, the fighter is not going to destroy anything. Oh, but we would actually did this guy. Oh yeah, nice. We hit the anti-air, but the problem is he can't get away from there then. And we also don't have any defensive stuff. They will just mess up the fighter then. So that's actually not good. And we're just sinking him now.
Guarding bigger vessels.
I had hoped that we could actually fire at the other guy as well.
Air cover. Do you require an escort?
So we only got one shot at this guy. But well, it's as good as it gets, I guess. So the Fletcher is sinking this one now.
They won't escape.
Good.
Guarding bigger vessels.
So we've got this guy there.
Providing escort service.
Then, this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, that's really the maximum range. Like, it would be good that if this guy has a target, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we could be here. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. But then they will totally mess up this guy here. 2, 4, 6, and 10. They can, if they shoot at one ship, they can sink one of the destroyers. That's really bad. That would be really bad. So we already checked the
well placed.
For subs here.
Guarding bigger vessels. How may I be of assistance?
Yeah, well, but it would be worse if these guys get sunk. So, and this guy could probably escape. Well, and they know that the transports are there, so one of them will most likely come around. So let's sail there.
Are we on a scouting mission?
We have to do it. Although it's painful. So let's block this one. Going there. Nothing, okay. And then 1, 2, and then this guy. 1, 2. So you go here. Oh no, sorry, no. Let's do it differently. 1, 2. Like if we go here, we have 6 movement points. I want him to end up here, so it should be okay if we go here and then we can just check out this whole area here for subs. And then he sails back there. That should be okay.
Are we on a scouting mission?
They are good. Because we have the scouting ability. No sub, okay.
Conducting active search for enemy subs.
Going there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe this guy will actually shoot at him. So, and this guy might even also shoot at him or at the transport. So, while the fighter needs to get away from there. Yeah, I would like to attack here. But let's rather provide air defense here over this guy. Yeah, let's do that.
Was that a barrel roll?
Like this, so
The US military
they are
is
not
the
attacking.
best, unless, but there is no unless.
Not as long as this artillery is there. More infantry over here, conscripts. Regular infantry, okay. Well, the Japanese are also badly equipped here. They don't have anything. Okay then, so I think that's it. We moved everybody. All our 3 destroyers over here. Shot everything they had. We sank 1 destroyer. And we damaged this one slightly, although we didn't hit the gun. Yeah, now the horrible stuff starts.
Get on with it.
These guys, yeah, you are just staying there.
We will do what it takes.
Although now, come on, let's go here. So in the next turn we can attack these guys there. We can't have an anti-air here, close to our airfield. So, okay then, that's it. Ending the turn. Let's hope it's not a catastrophe now. There, the cruiser comes first. Yeah, crap. Oh, the cruiser sails around, all around, but they don't. How do they know? Oh, okay. Well, that's actually not so bad. Yeah, crap. Yeah. That wasn't so bad because he used up his secondary gun for the plane and wasted the 2 shots literally. And also, yeah, okay. Yeah. So one of our destroyers is at 6. Oh, what is this guy doing? Oh no. Okay. Nothing really bad right now. I hope they're not sinking anybody. Oh yeah, he shot at the Fletcher. Oh yeah, but we hit his anti-air. Oh, one. Oh no. Ah yeah. Nice. We destroyed. There was anti-artillery fire that we did. We destroyed our artillery, destroyed the enemy artillery, and our transport are just getting away. Very good. Unless they're getting torpedoed by subs. Let's hope that doesn't happen. Yeah, we need to block, but the guy with the 6 is in trouble now. But I think we should be able to sink another destroyer now. So things will only get better, I guess. They don't have any, yeah. They don't have any
Let me introduce myself, sir.
Oh, there.
I am Admiral William Halsey, and by order of the Commander-in-Chief of U.S. Fleet Operations, I am now under your command and reporting for duty. I await your orders, sir, but if you ask me, I will tell you. Kill Japs. Kill Japs. Kill more Japs.
Well, that's a fellow.
Immediately send our carrier forces into the battle. Our grand forces on Guadalcanal are in desperate need of the support of our Air Force.
Aye, sir. Rest assured, the moment enemy fleet tries to poke at Guadalcanal, I will turn it into the biggest Japanese ship graveyard the world has ever seen.
Sir, the bad weather conditions in Guadalcanal area are unchanged, and we do not expect good weather soon.
Mark my words, no matter what the weather is, I will find a way to deal with bloody Japs by all odds.
Well, this Halsey, that is a fellow. So, well, I mean, we survived. We didn't lose one ship, which is a good thing. And this one repaired his thing, yeah. Okay, well. And the cruiser is there. But it's a good thing that we have some planes now, but they will also not be in range to attack yet. So it's a problem. So I think we are shooting up this guy. And then we are falling back and we need to form another line. But while keeping this destroyer away, like in the back area maybe. But yeah, this guy, like how far? Oh no, the engine has been knocked out. Oh no, the engine is okay. Huh?
We are the fastest ship.
Why can't we move him? Ah, because we're in a deployment zone. Ah yeah. Oh, he brought something. Okay, yeah, well, that's cool. That's cool. So we've got another... We finally have a carrier here. We brought 2 Wildcats and 1 Dauntless and 1 Avenger. Oh yeah, that's a nice one here. Yeah, that's good. Okay then. So... But that concludes today's episode. Many thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one. That was an initial problematic situation. One of our destroyers has been shot up. But it's not hopeless. But they do have some firepower here, especially with their nasty 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I mean, we should definitely attack with the bomber. So the bomber is also a target for this guy here. We should definitely do that. So he wastes his shots. And then... Yeah, by the way, so... yeah. Well, deployment. The deployment, yeah. I can't see anything now. But well, we'll see it in the next episode. So, many thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one. And if you did, please do click the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you never ever miss an episode again. And, you know, as always, the comment section is all yours. Please share your thoughts. If you have any questions, would like to discuss some stuff, if you know something about real-world history, please share. About Guadalcanal or anything else in the Pacific especially. Yeah, then, well, we'll see what's going on next turn. See you then. Bye-bye.